So Adam, defeat here to Derbyshire at Canterbury rounds off your county championship season. Obviously not the way you wanted it to end after you won those first couple of matches of the season. But just first of all, some thoughts on this game?
Yeah, like really disappointing this game. Um, didn't bowl well enough. It was a good wicket. We didn't bowl well enough. We didn't build any pressure throughout it. And then with the bat, we've on what's a very good wicket, we just haven't capitalised on that and gone on putting big partnerships, which is kind of what we've done all year, really. So pretty disappointing.
Just overall for the season, as I say, you won those first couple of games and the mood would
Hmm.
have been good. Does it feel like it kind of got away with you with the injuries? Where would you kind of pinpoint it kind of slid away a little bit?
Well, we did get off to that good start, no doubt. I mean, injuries haven't helped. Keith Dudgeon going down after one game. I think it was really the injuries really compounded after three games. We'd won two, drawn one, and then during that period where Nathan Gilchrist got a concussion, Jazz Singh did his ankle, Keith Dudgeon obviously we mentioned already. That then put a strain on our fast bowling attack, and we were sort of constantly overloading our bowlers, and their excuses. I know that's unlucky, but we're a professional cricket team, and we've got to deal with that, and we haven't done that very well. Um, we're just going to have to be better. Me included as a coach, I'm not just pointing the finger at the players. This is definitely it's not good enough. We've just had a meeting there with the boys, and we said we've drawn a line in the sand. We're going to try and put it right. I mean, we've been trying to put it right all year, but just obviously haven't been doing a very good job of it. So um, now's the opportunity for us to sit down, have a good look in the mirror, work out how we put it right because clearly not good enough.
You said yourself earlier on in the season, I think that obviously you're a man who's used to winning things, being former Surrey captain. Has it been a harder job than you perhaps anticipated?
Um, that's a good question. It's been hard. There's, without wanting to sound like I'm being a spin doctor, there's been seedlings of things to be happy about probably from end of June until now. There was a period back in mid-May or sort of end of May and through June where I was wondering what I'd sign myself up for. But the young players, I think that gives me some hope. And there's been times when we've played some good cricket, albeit not often enough. Our performance in the T20, I thought, was pretty good without overseas players a lot of the time. So our white ball has been okay, but our red ball just hasn't been good enough. I mean, I could be the best spin doctor in the world, and I defy them to stand up here and find anything other than Ben Compton's batting and maybe Grant Stewart's batting to be excited about throughout the four day game. I mean, Tawanda, we chuck a bit of Tawanda and a bit of Deebs in there at times, then that as well. But there's not much to be excited about, to be honest, other than the young players coming through there.
If we can mention Ben Compton, he's had quite the summer, hasn't he? I think he ended up
Mm.
14 shy of 1,400 runs, which is a marvellous achievement. And in the midst of things not going well as a team, for him to do so well personally, just a word on his summer.
Yeah, he's been amazing, and I think the good thing about it is he's a real life example for the young players to look at and show this is how you go about the game. He's professional. He's low maintenance. He just gets on with his training, and there's not a lot of Hollywood about him, but he just gets on and does his job, and he's tough. Um, and he deserves all that credit and accolades coming his way because he had a fantastic year, and I don't see any reason why he can't carry on and keep doing the same because his game's pretty simple, based on hard work and basics.
And you mentioned the injuries that you've had, and the fact you're going to sit down and review things. Are those one area in particular where you'll look to see what you can possibly do to try and prevent those to the
Mm.
extent I know is quite extraordinary, but going forward?
Yeah. Well, firstly, I didn't mention them. You brought them up, so I just acknowledged that they happened. Um, but yes, we have to. I mean, we can't do that again. When you go through an injury list, you work out if it's something that we're doing that follows a pattern. When Joe Denley gets hit on the arm, gets his arm broken. Nathan Gilchrist gets hit on the head, gets concussed. 2 players run into themselves. 2 guys dislocated shoulders from diving. Those things, they're hard to quantify. If we were doing a whole bunch of guys doing hamstrings or similar injuries, you could say, look, is it something we're doing in training? So um, we've already looked at it, and we're analysing it. And not that it'll need a lot of analysis. I'm here to tell you that there's nothing different we'll do in regards to our training to try and fix that problem. We're just going to hope that it doesn't continue along the way. We'll probably get a priest in to bless the place and try and get a bit of incense around or something like that. So it's just been unfortunate in that regard. But again, underlining that's we can't use that as an excuse for not doing well.
And if we can try and look at next season, possibly with a little bit of a silver lining, you've got some old faces coming back, but some proven players in county championship cricket, and Keith Dudgeon, who we mentioned, is coming back as well. How satisfied are you with the way that the squad is shaping up for next summer, bearing in mind that obviously retained Ben Compton's and Tuanda Mia's and Joey Everson's services too?
And Grant Stewart, yeah. Yeah, no, it's just good observation. I'm really happy with how the squad's looking next year. I think the signing of Sam Northeast will be crucial for our batting. We haven't got a lot of batting points in the first innings this year, and I put that down to the fact that we haven't necessarily played the moving ball well up the top in the first innings. I think Ben Compton's obviously been the one person who has, but we've too often we've been exposed to Wanda and the other batters, to that new ball too often. So I think Sam will be a good one for that. Having Zach back will help. So I think our top 3 there will be as good as any top 3 in the country. And then hopefully that gives a platform for Tawanda and Deebs to kick on after that, because, those guys down the order, when we see that new ball off, they actually generally do pretty well. So I think that's a pivotal part of that. And then as for the bowling, number one thing, we've just got to hope we don't have the same amount of injuries and we keep the bowlers fit. But that's looking strengthened as well. So add that to hopefully another overseas bowler, and then our bowling is looking pretty strong as well.
And like you say, those young players, off the back of the efforts that they put in the last couple of months, will be trying to push those guys in the first team for more appearances, I guess.
Absolutely. They've done well. That their future's safe for batting in Kent, that's for sure. So we'll definitely be creating an environment where there's competition for places in the first team, and it's going to be hard. If you want to get in the top 6 at Kent, you're going to have to play well, and I think that's a healthy thing. And I think we'll just keep driving that narrative and hope that creating some tough players here, because at times we've lacked that this year.
And just finally, a little bit of housekeeping. What does the winter look like for the guys and for yourself going forward? And when we be back at Canterbury, setting your sights on next season?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a tough winter. I just literally just came out of a meeting with the boys, and we're having this debrief on the season, and we're going to be very honest with one another, and that's going to be a hard meeting. But then when we walk out of that meeting, we'll put things in place to work hard throughout the winter to come back next year and improve side. We have to put things right. If we expect to go and do the same thing that we did this year, we're going to get the same results. So we absolutely have to make changes. We absolutely have to work hard to do that over the winter, and then we can see if those things end up putting us in a better position. We can't just do the same as what we've done this year.
Sure. Well, thanks